Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name's Kat. Today we are testing out a full face of Wet n Wild products. I got the entire face for under 50 bucks. Stay tuned to check it out. Welcome to my bedhead. Today we're doing a full face of Wet n Wild. I went to the store yesterday. Cue the footage. Here we are going to get that Wet n Wild makeup. I had to go there for groceries anyway, so why not take a little zip down the makeup section. I found some stuff from Wet n Wild that I haven't tried before, some stuff that's new. I got my full face of Wet n Wild for under 50 bucks. Little disclaimer, there was a couple things I didn't have. Today's video is going to be a full Wet n Wild / drugstore video. Stay tuned. The first thing I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte face primer. This was $5.99. I always like to give this stuff a good shake because it doesn't really have a scent to it, which is nice. I'm just tapping it into my skin because I find that gives me the best coverage. I kind of swipe and tap until I kind of feel like I've got it together. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation in Shell Bisque. That's what it looks like. Surprising, this foundation, I was expecting, because Wet n Wild liquid foundation has so much kind of chemical smell, I was trying to figure out if this did, and it does not. So well done Wet n Wild for making a foundation that doesn't have a scent. I have not tried this yet, so hopefully. Well, it's not bad. It might be a little bit light. I always use a brush to put my foundation in. It's a little bit orange for me, and I'm finding this formula kind of tacky, which is either going to be really good or really bad. Just making sure I get them ears a little bit too. The worst thing is to do is to have a line. I am taking the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. And this was, I think, $3. I got it on sale. And I usually contour my nose, so I'm going to take one of these kind of angled brushes. I do it along my nose. I'm not really into powdered contour, but for the sake of this video, we'll go with it. There. I hit this. I'm going to take another one of these flat toppy brushes because it's got the angle for the jawline I want. Then I just go back in and work my nose in. Next I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Sweet as Candy eyeshadow palette, and it's kind of neat because it's got different shades. It's got the, you know, the brows, the highlight, the eyelid, the crease, so it kind of tells you what to do. So I'm going to take kind of a crease type of brush. I'm going to go into the transition shade first, which is the brown at the top, and just kind of go in and work that crease a little bit with that transition shade. I always put my transition in first and then I kind of go back and tweak it just because I have hooded eyes. And I'm going to go just a little bit under because I like a smoky eye. And just with using the tip of that brush, I'm just kind of hitting that lower lash line. So next I'm going to go into the eyelid color, which is the pink color on the side. And I'm just taking a typical eyeshadow brush from the corner of my eye just about to the middle or 3/4 the way through. Now I'm going in with the brush that looks like this. It's kind of angled and it's flatter on the top, and I'm going into the crease shade, so it's the darker brown of the two. And I'm taking it on one side of my brush, and I'm gonna actually go from where my wing is to give a sharp line, where my wing will be, to give a sharp line back into that pink. Okay, so this one is not working for me. There isn't a lot of color payoff with this crease color. Let me mix a little bit of transition in there. We'll do a little art class. This is not cool. Like, the pink turned out really nice, and this, these darker colors in here, they're patchy. Got patchy business going on. I am still fighting with this eyeshadow, so I am going to take my finger and just go into it and see if that helps. This eyeshadow sucks, you guys. Let's fix the hair. That might help. I'm going to take this concealer in Light Honey. This stuff smells like their foundation. A couple of dots underneath there. This may be a little too orange for me, but so I'm going to take my beauty sponge. Let's add more. Next, we're going to take this Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in Palm Beach. I have a problem with mine. I got it home, and this is what it looks like. Can you see that in there, all the cracks and stuff? So, I didn't even get it home. Guys, this is brutal. So I'm taking my Make Glow highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. That is what it looks like. It's all white with a little bit of like a pearlescent in a pink hue. I'm taking my fan brush. I bought the single shadow in Toasty. I got it home, realized that it had been touched inappropriately. So my eyebrows, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil in Taupe. I'm going to use the spoolie. This end has kind of an angle on it, so you just kind of make little strokes with it. I don't find that there's a, like, this is patchy too. This is patchy. You might be here for a while. This eyeshadow is absolutely god-awful. Oh, I forgot to take that out of this one. Wow. So this is the Wet n Wild Breeze lipstick. Once again, didn't have a whole bunch of options where I was, so I am just going to be shiny, shiny, shiny all day. Between the bronzer, this lipstick is slipping. Slipping a bunch. Let's just put more on and see what happens. So the store I went to, I couldn't find an eyeliner, so I am using my Profusion black eyeliner pencil. I was really disappointed because I really wanted some good Wet n Wild. My store once again didn't have it. I was going to hit my lower waterline with it. So just hit that bottom waterline with the black. This one I got in a Christmas set. So I thought, why not give it a go right now? I cannot find a Wet n Wild mascara anyway, so I'm using a good old classic by Maybelline, the Great Lash. One of my go-tos in high school was this mascara. So that's not terrible. It's working out a little bit better than I thought it was gonna do. I am gonna pop on some lashes. There's another thing that Wet n Wild didn't have at the store I went to. Did not have lashes. So I'm gonna just put on some Ardell's and I'll be right back with you. Here's the rundown on the Wet n Wild products. The primer is $5.99, well worth the price. If you are looking for a drugstore brand or just looking for something kind of everyday, this is it. It did make my pores smaller, but they're still visible, so just be aware of that. The Photo Focus foundation stick was $5.49. I quite enjoyed this. This was really fun. I feel like if I work with it a little bit more, I could have a better coverage. I find the liquid stuff covers just a little bit better, and this stick is kind of waxy, so just be aware of that. I didn't completely care for this Mega Glow contour palette. It's nice. It's got a decent color, but it just wasn't for me. I'm not into powdered contour. I like a cream contour and a good coffee. This eyeshadow palette was absolute garbage to me. I really hated it. I had to dig in there to get any color payoff, and I really had high hopes for it. I really did. Like, it's almost translucent. I tried building it up. It was kind of tonal, and then it was just translucent. So that was an absolute no, and I think it was $3.99. Don't waste your money on that. The Photo Focus concealer in Light Honey. I didn't mind the color in the end, but I did notice some creasing already. It covered, but I can still see stuff, and I'm not completely down with that. It wasn't horrible, but for like contouring wise, don't bother using it either. $3, save your money on this. Sorry, Wet n Wild. Disclaimer, this does not mean this company is horrible. It just means that I personally didn't like something. This bronzer, and if it wasn't broken, would be one of my top drugstore faves. It is a little bit shiny, but I believe that's just spray over. It does look like spray over. I don't know what happened. So it's got a really nice color to it. It is a little bit shiny, but for $5.49, solid win. This Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Gold. It is gorgeous. It's light, translucent, but it leaves enough glow. So I'd pick this up any day for $3.89. I mean, come on, it's such a good price. The Wet n Wild lipstick I like. I do find it slipping quite a bit, so be aware of that. I love the color. I love the sheen of it. This particular one is called Breeze, and it does have a nice shine to it, but it is really slippy and hasn't dried down yet. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for stopping in. We'll see you guys again soon. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys again. This eyeshadow is absolute garbage. Like, garbage. Like, nothing.